Welcome everybody. In this tutorial, we're gonna see how we're gonna install MySQL on Mac. So, for our installation, we're gonna run brew install MySQL and press enter. This will install all the required MySQL packages onto our Mac brew setup. We're gonna let it install. We can see now that the installation was completed with success. Let's go ahead and copy this location where it says that our data directory is placed on. Save that. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to clear the terminal and we're going to start the service. To start a service, we use brew services, start, and the name of the service we want to start. In our case, is going to be MySQL. We can see that we get an error because the service is already running. So in our case, what we're going to do, we're just going to do a brew services, restart, and our service name, which is MySQL. If you want to check if the services are up and running, type brew services list. This will return a list of running services. So we can see that MySQL is up and running. Next, we're going to run MySQL Secure Installation. This is a shell script that will enable us to improve security of MariaDB. You can set a password, you can remove root accounts, and you can remove anonymous users. So first, it's going to ask us if we want to validate password component, and we're going to say no. Basically, we're not going to stress about having a very complex password. In my case, if you choose to do so, just type yes. Following this, you have to provide a new password for your MySQL installation. I've already done that. Make sure you repeat it. Next, we want to remove the anonymous accounts. We're going to disallow root login remotely. Type yes. And we're going to remove the test database. And following, we're going to reload all the privileges. Done, we should be ready to go. So next, we're going to test access to our database. Type MySQL followed by -u and the root and -p, press enter and type the password you set previously. All right, so we had access to our MySQL database. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to try to list all available databases. If you want to use a database, use the command use and the data followed by the database name. In our case, use MySQL. If you want to list the tables in a database, use show tables. Create a database and see where it's created once the SQL is executed. So create database demo and then use database demo and let's show the tables available. So we're not going to have any. Next, let's quit this terminal and let's see a couple of commands that will allow us to manage our MySQL services while having it installed on Mac. So the first command is going to be services list. Basically, we're going to see that the services are up and running. And let's go ahead and type brew services stop MySQL. This command will stop a running instance of MySQL in your brew installation. We're going to list again the services and make sure that MySQL is stopped. Following this command, we're going to start MySQL. Next, let's list the services again, and we can see now that MySQL is up and running. Okay, so that's how you start and that's how you stop a MySQL database running on a brew service. Next, what we're going to do, let's go to our data folder that MySQL was installed in, and let's see where that demo database was created. And following that, we can see that there is a folder created called demo in my data dir. And let's see if there's something inside of it. All right, so we don't have nothing there because you remember the database was empty. Let's connect to MySQL and let's try to create a database. Let's try to create a table inside that database. So first, you change the database using the use command, and let's create a table called ABC. Give it a column name with a data type of varchar 18. We're not going to give it any data. We're not going to insert any data. We're going to list and make sure that table exists, exit, and now if you review that folder, we can see that a file popped up in our database data directory. So this was a quick introduction on how we can set up MySQL on Mac. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one.